Normal on the outside and burnt on the inside. The lab assistants have nicknamed him Microwave Man.
Who was he?
Philip Boyd, bigwig, the Nuclear Research Institute. He's got some police connections, too.
Chief Superintendent Gates.
That's the one. He turned up here earlier, said Boyd was a police matter, and the police pathologist should conduct the autopsy.
I take it you didn't agree?
Never come between a pathologist and a corpse.
How do you explain it?
I can't. Not yet. It was some sort of shock. I've never come across it before. His skin wasn't punctured. There's nothing broken. He wasn't injured.
Can we take a look at him?
Greg? What's going on?
I thought you knew the body was released to the police.
Wait a minute. You handed it over?
Yeah, about half an hour ago. I didn't have any choice.
I never authorized this.
Paperwork was in order. It was signed by the coroner.
Greg!
So what do we do now?
We go public.
Do you mind telling me who gave permission to move Philip Boyd's remains?
I did.
I think you'd better sit down, Sarah.
Philip Boyd was working on the very edges of our understanding of nuclear fusion. We think he may have come into contact with certain materials that caused his body to react to the trauma of the accident in that unusual way.
Like the driver who stole your car?
We don't know that now, do we?
Well, I'm sure the lab cultures will help us explain the reaction.
I'm afraid, Miss Armstrong, your role in the post-mortem is over.
Hang on. Two men implode after accidents, and you want me to pretend it hasn't happened?
Sarah.
I'll have to insist.
What is this?
The Official Secrets Act. You'll sign it, we'll witness it, and then we'll know where we stand.
And if someone asks about the autopsy I conducted?
Deny everything, admit nothing.
What if I don't sign?
What's the going rate for a struck-off pathologist these days?
Philip Boyd was a government scientist and a policy advisor. His special interest was the effects of mineral mining in the Antarctic and the breakdown of the treaty.
Was he for or against?
He was against all mineral mining until about 6 months ago. In fact, he and another top researcher pretty much had the whole argument sewn up.
So what happened to change his mind?
Oh, it might have been one of those accidents you're so fond of. The victimless deaths.
We were right, he'd been renewed. That would explain the autopsy results.
He'd been what?
He seems to die and then he comes back alive, renewed, changed.
He's changed, all right. His about turn allowed the British government to get into bed with the Yanks and screw the treaty all ends up.
Can you get any more information?
Not today, I can't know. Computer's caught a cold, whole system's down.
You use Zentex?
Who doesn't?
You said there were 2 scientists opposing the breakdown of the Antarctic Treaty.
Yes. The other man's name is Gerald Ryle. He's senior at the Nuclear Research Institute. He's still calling for a reinstatement of the treaty and a ban on oil exploration. He's even threatening to take it to the UN.
Will he get anywhere?
Well, he can make a nuisance of himself. slow down any expansion in the program, that sort of thing.
I think we may have found who the next target is. Can you get us an in with this Gerald Ryle character?
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm going to use my name and contact so you can go and ask this guy if he's seen any suspicious footprints at the bottom of the garden.
All right, look at it this way. If we get anything juicy, we give you an exclusive.
You always did know the way to my heart.
How long do you think you can carry on working here?
I'm sorry.
Well, you've threatened to go to the UN to get the Antarctic Treaty restored. Yet this place is the leading research institute for Antarctic gas and oil. It won't be easy to stay in a place where you're so out of step.
Oh, science is a history of debates, disagreements. It's how we progress.
This is more than a disagreement, isn't it? According to what you said on television, all our futures are at stake.
Look, will you stop sticking that blasted thing in my face?
Sorry, I didn't realize it was annoying you.
I'm not comfortable with all this business. Can we just get it over with?
Okay. We want to know if you've been threatened in any way.
Threatened? How do you mean?
Has any pressure been put upon you by, say, James Wilson?
I really have no idea what you're talking about.
Philip Boyd.
How dare you come in here and talk about Philip like that? Have you people no respect?
Listen.
You're not from a newspaper at all, are you?
Professor Ryle, we think you're in danger.
If you just let us explain.
I don't have the time. Just get out. Get out.
Professor Ryle.
No.
Hi, Jerry. Have the Philip Boyd tissue cultures been processed yet? No, there's no hurry. I need them. They weren't properly tagged. Yeah, I'll come and pick them up. Thanks.
Now over to our reporter at the Atlantic Conference in Brussels, where there is some controversy about oil exploration.
There is certainly a deep division among the member states regarding the effect of oil exploration on this natural wasteland. Traditionally, the whole of the Antarctic has been regarded as a virtual no-go area for industrial development and an area of huge ecological importance. But after today's high-level conference, it would appear that after 40 years of cooperation, there are those now willing to take the risk. Britain now seems to be at the head of that group, with its territorial claims fully supported by the US government, and rumours of further cooperation and profit-sharing if and when these proposals are put into operation. Outside the conference, a few official voices have been heard in protest. But ironically, it is those self-same qualities which have made the Antarctic such a mecca for international scientists, which are now attracting the international fuel companies. Supporters of this initiative insist that there is a huge geological heritage waiting beneath the ice cap, a heritage which can only benefit the planet as a whole, and which will service its fuel needs well into the next millennium. In a world short on time, low on stocks, and hungry for energy, that is indeed a powerful argument. The pro-fuel lobby are offering computer projections and scientific fieldwork to back up their claims, but their opponents disagree. In an impromptu meeting earlier today, Greenpeace and other environmental groups warned that we exploit this wilderness at our peril.
Saline solution.
I think that's what killed him.
Wasn't given any other medicines, penicillin, painkillers.
Not unless the paramedics were lying to cover their backs, and they've got no reason to do that. He was picked up, seemed mildly concussed, no sign of any other injuries. They just followed standard practice. Oxygen, blood pressure reading, and put a line in to counter fluid loss.
Have you ever come across saline solution doing this before?
No, and I can't find any evidence of it happening anywhere else. First thing I did was to check his blood for antigens. It didn't correspond with any group. After that, I knew I was in for some more surprises.
What if he isn't human?
What?
That's why he reacted the way he did. That's why his blood group doesn't exist. Because he isn't human.
This is some sort of wind-up, right?
Look at the evidence.
I am. I shouldn't be showing you this. They're saying that he was exposed to some sort of radiation, like the Wilson case.
The cover-up, the reason he reacted the way he did is because he isn't human.
Blake, telephone call for you on line 1. Just pick it up.
Hello?
Steve, Gerald Ryle called. Something's happened. He's gone into hiding.
What?
He wants to meet you.
What now?
Seemed pretty urgent.
Okay, I'll be right there.
I don't know.
It must be this way.
Whatever the force that held me on that railway line, it was greater than my will. My body was no longer my own. I can't explain why it was happening.
I think I can.
When you came to me at the Institute, what made you think I was in danger?
Your colleagues. You were making a lot of noise opposing the breakdown of the Antarctic Treaty.
That was inconvenient to a group of very powerful people.
We'd seen how they'd been treated when they made similar objections.
You're suggesting that people I work with have been through similar experiences.
We're suggesting they didn't come through the other side like you did.
Well, I won't be any trouble to them anymore. I intend to resign.
You have to go back to work. Someone has to stay there to try and reverse the decision.
No, you don't understand. It's a free-for-all now. They've already moved on to nuclear testing.
Nuclear? That doesn't make any sense. What would be the point of a nuclear power station down there?
Not power, weapons. They're going to test nuclear weapons in the Antarctic.
Must be nice to have friends you can run away to.
The house belongs to my brother. I just needed to feel safe.
You're safe. Just keep your head down and don't agitate.
Until when?
Until you and I can get to the media.
You really think that's the only way?
I know it is.
All right.
I'll set it up.